Alright, these have to do with chords. So we know that a chord is just a line segment that passes through a circle and its endpoints lie on the circle. So another thing we know is that if the radius drawn, so I know that this is just meeting with the chord, but technically this would be like a radius drawn. If it creates that 90-degree angle, if it's perpendicular to the chord, we know that it cuts that chord into two equal parts, right? It bisects the chord. So these two first questions are extremely easy, right? You don't have to really calculate anything. You know that since this is perpendicular to the chord, then x must equal 6, right? This must be equal to this. Same thing over here. This must be equal to this. So x equals 3. No calculations needed for those. For these ones, though, x is this value here. We know that this is perpendicular to the chord, so it cuts into two equal pieces. So whether you use this part of the chord or this part of the chord, you know they're both 15. I'll actually do this in black. This is 15. And then also we're actually given the radius from the center to the circle is 16.7. So if you think about it, we also have a radius right here. This is 16.7, right, from the center all the way to the circle. Now, these problems nearly always require that we draw an auxiliary line right here so that we have a right triangle we can deal with and use Pythagorean's theorem to solve. So here we are. We know this length because, again, this is from the center of the circle to the circle. So this also right here is 16.7. So really, if we know the value, and I'll do this in a different color, bright blue. Let's say this side of this right triangle is called B. We know this side of the right triangle is 15. And then this side of the right triangle is 16.7. We can find the value of B, and if we have the value of B, we can find the value of x, because we know that whole length right here is 16.7. So we know, since this is the right angle, that the opposite side is the hypotenuse, 16.7. So 16.7 squared is equal to 15 squared plus b squared. Now we just need to evaluate. 15 squared is 225, and 16.7 squared is 278.89. 278.89. So let's take 278.89 and subtract 225. This is 53.89. Is equal to b squared. And then we just take the square root of this, right? So b is equal to square root 53.89 don't have a calculator with me, so I need to evaluate it on my OneNote. There we go. This is 7.34098. 7.34098. Let's not round until the very end, okay? You don't want to ever round your answer until you want to round it at the very end. So here is 7.34098 is what b is equal to. And we know, if you look right here, b plus x equals 16.7. And b is 7.34098. So 7.34098 plus x equals 16.7. Subtract from both sides. 16.7 minus 7.34098. And that will be the value of x. I'll just leave it like this because I don't have a calculator with me. Alright, and then finally this one. This one's not too tough, right? We know again that this is perpendicular. This radius drawn is perpendicular to the chord, so it cuts it into two equal pieces. Quote, bisects it. So we know that this is 8.3. We know that this right here, this leg of the right triangle is 4.4, and we're looking for x. So this is as simple as using Pythagorean's theorem. 8.3 squared plus 4.4 squared equals x squared. And you guys know how to evaluate that.